Rainforest Cafe is a jungle-themed restaurant chain that opened in 1994. Thank you for your suggestion.
Enticing, adventurous, tropical, exotic, spectacular. Rainforest Cafe, a wild place to shop and eat.
In the early 1990s, developers were interested in restaurants that achieved the trinity of synergy, a combination of dining, retail, and entertainment. The concept was called eatertainment. These restaurants were destinations in their own right, and the hope was that they'd attract more out-of-town customers to malls, which was experiencing a lull after a decade of solid growth. Chains like the Hard Rock Cafe, Dave & Buster's, and Planet Hollywood were making millions of dollars. Steve Schuessler had a vision for his own type of restaurant. He was once quoted as saying, "I'd always loved animals and tropical birds, and I wondered, what if I created a rainforest-themed restaurant where I could share all of these amazing creatures with the public while they were eating?" The first Rainforest Cafe, at least in its original concept, was born in Steve Schuessler's Minneapolis home. After basically selling everything he owned, the former advertising salesman covered his house in his restaurant pitch: artificial waterfalls, tumble-down custom-made rock formations, animatronic crocodiles bobbed their heads, and speakers piped in the roar of a tropical thunderstorm. Schuessler used 3,700 extension cords to power the 20 different sound systems, lights, and fog pumps for this prototype. There was also the animals: 40 tropical birds, 2 150-pound tortoises, a baboon, an iguana, and a bevy of tropical fish housed in 10 300-gallon fish tanks. A greenhouse laboratory he had installed on the roof not only housed a full bar and tables, but also real butterflies bred to determine how long they would survive and whether they would fall on the food. Schuessler invited investors to his home each week for tours. His creation blew them away, but didn't attract any bites. Eventually, as Schuessler teetered on financial collapse, an investor named Lyle Berman, made rich by founding Minneapolis's Grand Casinos, came by Schuessler's homemade jungle. After a few visits, the idea grew on him and he took a chance on the concept, investing $1.2 million and becoming Rainforest Cafe's first chairman and CEO. Schuessler and Berman came in at the right time. Their home state already had the perfect place to open a rainforest-themed restaurant experience, live animals and all. Bloomington's Mall of America, which had launched just a few years earlier in 1992, was the largest shopping mall in the United States. The restaurant took 1.5 years to build and cost about $1 per square foot. It would go over budget by over $1 million. The Rainforest Cafe would open its doors on February 3, 1994, and within a week, the wait for a table was as much as 3 hours. The original experience had live animals on hand. There were parrot wranglers, erupting volcanoes, the wishing well with the animatronic crocodile paired with themed dishes like Rasta pasta. No expense was spared for the robotic creatures. The restaurant ordered dozens of gorillas, monkeys, snakes, elephants, and giant butterflies from a custom animatronics firm. A single mechanical elephant cost upward of $20,000. The live parrots that roamed around the restaurant were a bigger hassle. Schuessler had to consult with the federal and state health officials and install a special filtration system to get clearance for them. They cost the restaurant upward of $100,000 a year to feed and care for them. Rainforest Cafe also ran a complex computer system which controlled the lights, the water, and the multiple sound systems. Staffing needs included a director of operations to run the technical back end and animal handlers. The cafe didn't have waiters and waitresses. They are called safari guides. Hosts and hostesses are called tour guides. Retail sales associates are called pathfinders. Bartenders are called navigators, and bussers are called safari assistants. They also needed curators who took care of the location's array of live animals, and facility operators who took care of the location's array of not-so-live animals. Each Rainforest Cafe restaurant is designed to depict the atmosphere of tropical rainforests, including fake plants, fog machines, waterfalls, and rainforest animals. The ceiling and much of the walls are lined with artificial foliage, while lower areas and booth seating are decorated with faux rock. Brick textures suggest ancient ruins, and support pillars are made to look like tree trunks. Often, there's a waterfall with a fountain in the dining area, with a statue depicting Atlas holding up the earth to communicate a conservation message. Papier-mâché birds and butterflies are suspended from the trees, and other whimsical rainforest creatures are mounted as though climbing on the walls or peeking through the foliage. The ceiling above the center of the dining room features a simulated starry night sky. Animatronic animals are spread throughout the restaurant. These include butterflies, elephants, gorillas, leopards, orangutans, chimpanzees, macaws, monkeys, and tigers, though this will vary by location. The restaurant is laid out so that these animals are set off the ground and are largely above the diners' heads, not allowing them to be seen from farther away, but making them appear as large as well. A crocodile and python are often located in the gift shop area to attract the attention of a passerby. Tracy Tree, an animated tree face, sits inside the shop and provides rainforest facts. A retail village is located in the front of the dining area with an assortment of souvenirs that are rainforest themed or branded with the Rainforest Cafe logo. A small water feature with an animatronic crocodile is located just outside the shop, in which visitors are invited to toss coins. Rainforest Cafe would serve the signature rainforest-themed dishes, including Rasta Pasta and the sparkling Volcano, a three-wedge-shaped brownies propped up by vanilla ice cream and whipped topping on top, drizzled with chocolate and a caramel sauce. They would also have the usual fare like hamburgers, fries, and chicken strips. The restaurant grossed $15 million in its first year. Around 25% of Rainforest Cafe's revenue came from its retail stores, which you had to walk through to access the restaurant. Kids bought stuffed animals, t-shirts, and puppets by the truckload. In the next few years, quite a few Rainforest Cafes would pop up across the US, as its stock, which started at $6 a share after its initial public offering in April 1995, went from $22 a share in October of the same year to about $50 in June of 1996, bringing in millions more in capital for further expansion. From 1995 to 1998, sales rose nearly 100% year over year, and the stock skyrocketed from $3 to over $30 per share. At the time, Schuessler's reported 780,000 shares were worth $26.5 million. In that same year, a new cafe opened at Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida. A second opened at the Animal Kingdom in 1998. By 1999, Rainforest Cafe had more than 30 locations all over the world. Each location was reportedly grossing $8 million a year, making it the most lucrative restaurant in the nation on a per-store basis. By the turn of the millennium, the numbers were faltering. In July of 2000, Rainforest Cafe posted net losses of $101.6 million on a net income of $3.9 million. In the year 2000, Rainforest Cafe was sold to Landry's Restaurants Incorporated, a company that owns over 500 restaurant, hotel, casino, and entertainment destinations, including Bubblegum Shrimp Company and McCormick & Schmick's, for $74 million. After the Landry sale, things changed. Menu items, decor, but most importantly, Schuessler's live birds, which cost each location $100,000 a year, were scrapped. His original vision had been killed, along with the jobs of many of the animal care specialists and curators. Over the following years, locations would open and subsequently close. For those of you who are lucky to visit some of these locations, you may have remembered former locations in downtown Disney in Anaheim, Houston, San Francisco, Burlington, Massachusetts, Las Vegas, Costa Mesa, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Overland Park, Kansas, Tysons Corner, Virginia, Westbury and Palisades Center in New York, Elizabeth, New Jersey, Denver, Colorado, Towson, Maryland, Farmington, Connecticut, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 2 in the Chicago area, and Tukwila, Washington. I have been personally to the one in Ontario Mills in Ontario, California, and the former location in downtown Disney in Anaheim, California. In 2016, there were 27 Rainforest Cafes worldwide. The experience is designed to remain the same: casual mall dining in the middle of the rainforest. Today, there are 16 US locations left. Thank you for watching. If you like this content, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Thanks.